one has to have. There's a certain kind of DNA that one needs to have to become maybe a master in his domain. And so I have one more, like two questions in there. There's also a domain dependence of mastery. So, for example, Tiger Woods or Musashi, they would have a hockey stick or a sword that they would practice with every day. But let's say a modern day worker, a knowledge worker, a programmer, or a musician, he has to kind of ride a wave that keeps changing. So his practice has to be kind of different. So first, like the practice, how like what kind of practice is needed on a domain that keeps changing, and does is there a need of DNA in there, or can this type of practice override the lack of DNA? Like if you could shed some light on that, that would be great. Thank you.
No, I think that your sensibilities are too much in the mechanical domain of practice and not really understanding DNA.
To ask that like is the only way through, like I keep on seeing so many people talking about the value of easy living, but like is it only through struggle that we can achieve meaning, or is it that through easy living and through
I
avoiding
have no idea what you mean by meaning. I mean, these are like spiritual words, and the self-help words. I mean, you sound so far with the words that you have used. You sound like you're bringing your garbage dumpster of self-help and you're dumping it in my lap and then asking me to sift through it.
Yeah, I mean to say the meaning of life is what people talk about, like the feeling of satisfaction.
People can talk about whatever they want. What are you talking about? What's your question?
The feeling of satisfaction, I mean, when I'm just content with where I am. So can it be only achieved through basically through the hardships and coming on the other side, or it be achieved?
What do you really want to ask? Don't dress it up.
Can I be content without struggle?
That's too general. That's a trivial pursuit question. Ask what you want to ask.
Do I need money to be like happy? Because I do want to achieve these things, but like I also know that at some point they don't give me that much happiness.
Well, this is the problem. You see, I think, and I'm not picking on you. I'm using you just as an example of how society bastardizes perfectly good human beings. You see, first you asked meaning of life, then you asked something about meaning in life, then you said, do you have to have struggle to have contentment? Then you said, do you have to earn money to be happy? You see, you don't have a well-formed question. And it isn't that it's not properly scripted. That's not what I mean by well-formed. You don't know what you're asking. And if you pose those questions to the experts, they'll go on for an hour and they'll tell you their books and all this stuff about happiness. They love those words, the meaning of life and meaning and purpose and happiness. And like, to me, I don't have any value for those things. It is, what is one's question? And in order to have a question, you see, I knew that I didn't have a question. And the reason I knew that was because your first 7 words, they were from the self-help books and the spirituality. And I'm not blaming you for that, but what I am saying is that until you've been in my work for a while, not that you should, but if you have to kind of cleanse yourself of those things, even to be ready to ask a question. Not that you have to progress in any way. I'm just saying that if you don't, then you'll just be asking more self-help stuff. And I'm not the guy for that. And if somebody likes self-help, that's fine. But they've come into the wrong domain for that, because I have no value for those things.